Welcome to the Whoa!
Wow. I
Welcome to
did
the
not
Humping the
consent to that.
Salmon podcast. With Austin Matthews.
He's there he is. I don't
Very
know
fluffy.
what do you
Jesus.
I don't know what he's doing.
Just wants to talk about the 2-0 Seattle Kraken.
Woo!
Can't believe this. As has been said already, with the Seattle Kraken sitting top the Pacific Division, the night of Monday, October 13th. Stop the count as the Kraken sit atop the Pacific Division, holding the tiebreaker over the Las Vegas Golden Knights at 4 points, and sitting third in the Western Conference of the National Hockey League. Um,
Crazy.
what a life! What a life in Seattle right now.
Look
Um,
at us, huh? Who'd have thought?
who'd have thought?
Not me.
Not me. Um, the opening night win against Anaheim, not surprising. Anaheim, granted, I think I talked to Jade about this on opening night, hours after the blue carpet that all of us stood and waited for these men at. Um, Anaheim's got some players. I mean, they've got Chris Kreider, you know,
I completely forgot about that till I saw him on the ice. I was like, oh yeah, he's here now.
They
some
have
of their
King of Elbows, Jacob Truba.
King of Elbows, Art Man, Jacob Trouba, Rangers, California. They're not a bad team. Lucas Stahl's a fun goalie, but Kraken handled business. There were some shenanigans, which I'm not surprised about. It was always going to happen. Jared McCann and Radko Gudas. I'm like, Radko Gudas, can you go be a goon somewhere else? Can you
That
leave?
I was like, what? Why Canner? Why of all the guys, why Canner?
Because I'm sure he knew it's like don't rile the dog up. It's like he knows he can rile Jared McCann up because you get Cannon riled up and he will try. And I'm like, sir, you should not be doing this. You need to score goals. Please
That's what
stop.
we need you for.
Don't try and fight anybody. Um, but Las Vegas, like we talked about this in the preseason. We talked about this on a preseason preview show. If they play to their defensive structure, if they play as a true team, with the greatest hope that Lane Lambert would bring this team, they would be in games. It would. I think Jared McCann said this after the Vegas win. They will not be pretty games. So it'll be boring hockey games, but it means winning.
I'll
That
take
is the best case scenario.
I
I feel
think I
like we've
said something
seen that.
about I feel like I said something about boring hockey after the Lambert hire, or like we all collectively
Yeah,
discussed that it was going to be really boring hockey.
yeah.
I mean,
Like,
if it means we win, I'll take boring hockey at this point. I don't care.
hey,
Be
yeah, no,
boring.
I'll watch
absolutely.
other teams for my excitement that I need.
There are other teams that can be at the bottom of the league that I'll watch. Let's win. That's new for us.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, I guess your guys' general thoughts on games 1 and 2 as we prepare for this road trip that'll be quite difficult that we'll talk about later on. I know I've had Jade. Uh, I know we were all there for night one, but Jade was next to me for most of the game. Miracle, your thoughts on the first two games here, just because you know I've had some pretty consistent doubt. It is only 2 games, so that doubt can still become reality. But I think there is reason for optimism with this team if they do stick to their identity. The fact that you still need to get Capo Caco and Riker Evans back at some point along in the season. And, yeah, their power play, I will say, their
Oh
power
boy.
play, they've had plenty of good looks. Like it's been a bunch of times where you're setting up the one timer you want in the slot or at different plays, and they just either break their stick or completely whiff on the pass. Like they're getting the looks they want. And then there was the one power play goal against Vegas that was the Jordan Eberle said, "Watch, I'm going to put it between my nuts
That
and
was
find."
insane. I must have
So
replayed that like 10 times. That was crazy.
yeah, your initial thoughts from the first 2 games, and then of course down to Jade, and Gert in the background, and that giant puck face thing that scares me.
Puck face thing. Oh, the little plushie.
This guy,
He's
he's a
cute.
Kraken puck. I wanted the Zamboni, but I think
I
that one's
have the he's over
$5
there.
cheaper.
I should have known. I would have grabbed him. He's over there. We could have had the matching set. Um, yeah, I was skeptical. I think we all were skeptical, but it seems like it feels bad to say I have hope because then they always make a fool of me when I say I have hope. But like they had a lot of shit went right. So I'm not discounting us yet. Like we're hanging in there. I will say the first period against Anaheim, I was like, "Oh shit. It's Kraken hockey. Like we're back." And then they turned it around. So I don't know what happened in the locker room between the first and the second, but I hope they keep that up because it worked. Like they got their shit together. And it is nice to just see them all look happy on the bench. Like they're not miserable on the bench. And I'm like, "Oh, that's what happens when you fucking win." So I'm excited to see where it goes. Probably foolishly, especially with this road trip coming up with like the hardest teams in Canada that they can face, but it's fine. We're gonna get through it together one way or another. But so far so good. I don't Nothing stood out to me that I was like, "Oh my God, we have to fix this right away." Like the power play is the power play. It is what it is. It's always going to be that for us, I think. But we are, like Charles said, they had their looks. They're trying. So
I feel similarly. I'm still a little bit more skeptical than I think you are, Miracle, but I that's also kind of what puts a good balance in a group of people. So I feel like I'm still a little bit skeptical.
I'm trying not to be. Damn it, I
Yeah,
don't want to be like, "Yay!" because I know they're going to make a fool of me, like I said. But
yeah. I'm trying to let some of my foolish Seattle sports optimism come through a little bit. But like you said, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, they're doing so good. This is so exciting. And then,
it's gonna
yeah, just blow up, crumble. There's gonna be
fine.
no, I'm actually not speaking that into
No,
existence.
no, no.
So I'm feeling good question mark about them right now. And I feel like that's uh better than I felt 2 games in last season because I feel like last season was a little bit more like shit, what are we doing here? How are you guys gonna come back from how what's going to be the tone for the rest of the year and obviously 2 games is such a small sample size too, and that's why I'm trying to not let the whole first in the Pacific get to my head personally, but I'm
Off the
not
count.
shitting on anybody who's letting it get to their head because I think that everybody should be allowed to be excited. So I am still a little bit cautious, but I think that they look better than they did last year, and um I don't know. There have obviously been a lot of moves. I know that there have been some locker room specific people moves, and I think that that's kind of paying off at this point. Um, I know after the first game, somebody asked, I think it was McCann, about what happened in the locker room between the first and second periods, and I think Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, but he said something about positive yelling, or like it wasn't like
Oh,
bad yelling,
yeah.
it was yelling. But and obviously could be saying that because he's not allowed to say like, yeah, Lane came in here and fucking ripped us a new one, but that still is a good sign in my opinion that there is, you play this bad period and then you go into the locker room, you have that reset time and the coach comes in and is like, okay, no, absolutely fucking not, get it together, you know go play the way that you guys have been practicing in all of training camp. So I'm feeling a little bit better. I didn't get to catch most of the Vegas game. It was my kiddo's birthday, so I only watched a little
Children,
bit of it. But what?
children.
Oh yeah. So I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but from what I saw, I wasn't mad at it.
I think ultimately, and again, acknowledging it as a small sample size, two things that I feel of this stretch of what the 2 games in this was it 3 days? As mentioned, and I haven't always been the best about this. I have several things wrong with me mentally. This is one of them. I do think the fan base should be able to enjoy this.
Yeah.
If Who knows how it'll play out because sports are unpredictable. I did not think the Seattle Mariners would be 2 wins from a World Series. Um,
Crazy too.
Fans should be able to enjoy this, considering they've had their favorites traded away in recent years. There's a lot of attachment to the expansion team because it's all they know. there hasn't been a lot of success. It hasn't gone out. It hasn't, been similar to another team. You're getting compared to the older brother in a way, unfairly, should I say. Um, it hasn't always been great. So yes, I think the fan base should be able to deserve to appreciate all the fun that there will be. Because this is fun. Winning is fun. Seeing their personality is fun. That should be there should be no pushback on that. There should be, some caution, sure, which I'm sure a few of us will provide. But yeah, that should be people should be allowed to have some fun right now. Um, the other thing is seeing everything that was talked about from Lane Lambert's initial presser through training camp. You talked about what Jared mentioned. I think that was night one with, accountability. Well, no, that's the word I'm going to use is accountability, but going into the locker room and, encouragement, so to say, being used. Hold each other accountable, right? That obviously we weren't in the locker room for the intermissions and the pregame. They're postgame, sure, but we don't know what was said. But times where they slid or times where maybe things should stop hasn't happened in recent years. Hearing what we're getting from the first few games, that's accountability. This isn't good enough. That first period against Anaheim, not good enough. Play better. The defensive structure. Yes, again, 2 games. Who is first in goals against per game right now? But your Seattle Kraken at 1 goal against per game. That is the best case scenario. Play well defensively. You get the best out of Joey. We'll see what you get with Phil and or Matt Murray throughout the course of the year, of course, because Joey's made the 2 starts. That should help one take a load off Joey from having to stop so many shots, but also, protect any, deficiencies, so to say, in your backups, right? That's you're seeing the best ability, like hearing Matty Beniers of all people, who is a skinny boy, blocking shots against Vegas. Jordan Eberle, who is old and you're a captain, blocking shots. That's big. It's not just Ryan Lindgren eating them like it's a buffet. You know, um, I think so far what you are seeing is the potential of what this team can be at its peak in this Lane Lambert scheme. And that's exciting. And to go to my original point, fans should be able to enjoy this because
Mhm.
they've been given a mediocre product with a great paint job in terms of the marketing and the jerseys. All right, great paint job. Everyone who works on those uh, departments get all, and I think they do. Like a lot of the outward facing people that praise Katie Spence, Shabs, they get their respective praise. I think they should, and you could argue that you need more,
Yes,
but the
100%.
product on the ice hasn't been what everybody has hoped for, and so yeah, every victory, every good stretch, people should be able to celebrate because who knows, how much of that is sustainable or reality. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting seeing, looking at the stats, like the basic stats, right, with the points. Vince Dunn. Vince Dunn is a guy who, at his peak, racks up points for you. It's fun, brings a spark. He's at the top of your tie for points. Matty Beniers, a guy who I've challenged, not personally because I'm not a freak like that. In other ways, yes,
I'd like to see it.
had a lot of Tylenol. Um, Second in points. Good. Jared McCann, 2 points, 2 goals. We got 400 career points. Yes. Um, Mason Marchment got that goal. Uh,
Oh, that was so good.
so and you've got Shane Wright who's scoreless. I don't think that stays. Yanni Newman's in this fourth line role. That's a little bit interesting. Don't know how much I like that. You know, um, as mentioned, Capo Caco is still waiting, with poor hand. It was funny. I heard through some folks that a child on the blue carpet asked Capo what happened to his hand. He goes, I broke it. Very like matter of factly. I'm like, you are such a goober.
Oh, that's so
Um,
funny. I love that.
we have to share too what happened with Joey.
Oh yeah.
Please, please share.
Uh, Joey Decord, to all his great qualities, was signing for seemingly everybody. Like he seemed to also be signing for the people in the buses that were going by Climate Pledge Arena.
He
Maybe
was in
that's
the
why they
street
took so
waving
long.
them down, actually.
Yeah.
He's
Here,
like,
you
wait, no,
want
come back,
this?
come back.
Come back. I've got time. I've got time. While his whole team is like doing warm-ups. Was signing for some friends near us, and he's got his head down. And so I think I've talked about my rapport with Joey on this show. Rapport or shit talking, uh, for better word. I go, "What's your favorite soccer team?" Because if there are folks who do not know, and I used that voice so he didn't recognize it was me. Um, Joey supports Manchester United in the Premier League. So if you like Manchester United, you've got a new friend. I don't. Stay away. I support Arsenal. There is a rivalry there. I learned this interviewing him. I scoffed very loudly when he said that. And he was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Well, it's a bad choice in
What's
team."
wrong?
And we've had that whole bit ever since. The next day I showed up in the locker room and he very loudly like, "So you gonna talk shit? You gonna talk shit?" I was like, "Let's calm down. Like let's have a conversation here." Um Fast in that, he looked up so excited. He was like, "Oh, Manchester United." He was so happy. And then he saw me and he instantly flipped. He's like, "Oh, and had to hold himself back from saying other words because there were children in the vicinity. Uh, Surely that's what inspired him to have a great performance against Anaheim.
The
And
switch
then
up
me,
was so fast. It was
we've got two eyewitnesses here. Um, yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. It's been fun. I think it's been a lot of fun. Again, there's a lot of season to get through, a lot to digest. Um, but yeah, I mean, I still think they can get better. I mean,
It
as
has also
mentioned,
been fun watching the fan base be so excited. I am
yeah,
just
yeah,
a wee bit of a pessimist, if you didn't know. So I try really hard to not let that bleed over onto people when they're excited about stuff, though. Like I will keep my own opinions to myself as best as possible. Obviously, sometimes my brain just doesn't do that, but I it's been really fun to see how excited everybody is, Kraken fan wise, and the I know after the game, the opening night game, Climate Pledge was just kind of buzzing. Even afterwards, I went outside and chatted with a friend of CSS, Tay, for a little bit, and even outside people were excited. There was hooting and hollering, and
yeah.
so it's been really fun to see kind of all of that excitement in the fan base, especially after last season and the season before that.
Yeah, they were rough
And
seasons for
yeah.
us. Yeah.
So it's been really nice. I'm really excited to see everybody so happy and like looking forward to the next game and all the jokes online about like stop the count. Like it's been a lot of fun.
But
yeah.
actually we should stop it. We're ahead. Like
Yeah.
let us have
Gary,
this for just a little bit.
Gary, you know what you need to do.
Gary,
Gerald,
cancel the season right now.
Gerald,
Raise the banner, we're
um,
done. It's fine.
raise the banner. Raise the banner alongside the retired tentacle. Oh, sad face.
It's
I
not
didn't know
completely
what that
retired.
was.
Are they so do we know what they're doing with the tentacle? Is
The
it like
tentacle will still be used for third jersey nights.
okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I did not know that. There you go.
I don't hate like half the S. Is that what that
It's
is?
the top half of the S.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think it looks cool, but I was very partial to the tentacle, so I'm glad that they didn't get rid of it entirely.
There were a lot of complaints
Of
from
course there were.
people about how you can only see the tentacle from half the arena, and they think that it's
Well,
bullshit that you
that's
can't, or not the tentacle, the S,
the
sorry.
S.
Yeah, you can't see it from everywhere, which I don't know. I haven't seen it in person yet, so.
That I mean, I could see that, I guess.
But also,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool to have new stuff.
Yeah.
They want this whole new identity. They want a whole new everything, it seems like. And so I feel like it's a good thing to have, this new pregame thing. I do think that they should have kept Sabotage as the song.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, I can't believe that I witnessed my last Sabotage and didn't even know it.
That sucks. I can't believe I didn't realize it until you just fucking said that. Now I'm
Yep.
mad. Oh,
They changed it to it's a oh shit. Uh uh it's a
Oh,
Seattle
Audio
band.
Slave?
Yeah, an Audio Slave song, which like is fine because Seattle and I
It's a
really like Audio
Seattle
Slave,
band.
but
but
okay.
Sabotage was so good.
It just
So
fit them
good.
so good.
Yeah. I don't know. That's another thing, I talk about the shiny coat of paint, right? Is that they do want to innovate, they do want to continue to improve. Not everything will land, and we'll see if it continues. Sometimes things need, have time to, you know, maybe have it sit right. I don't know, you know. But yeah, you talk about the buzz, like hearing, hmm, I always try to appreciate how loud these stadiums can get. Game five of the LDS the other night, one of the loudest things I've ever heard.
I can't
Can't
imagine.
imagine. And then the next night, waking up, going to morning skate, going to the Sounders game, going to that Kraken game, and hearing the overtime goal. There's just, I think I've said this on a different podcast that we do on CSS, but like I remember a few years ago when like they were making all these different bigger flat screen TVs and they're like, "Oh, the future is watching sports at home." I was like, "That's so fucking stupid." Like being able to hear stuff like that in person is the best thing that
It's
I get to
unmatched.
experience on a consistent basis, right? Like the coolest shit ever. You live for stuff like that. We live for stuff like that,
Yeah, I'm really
and that's
grateful that
why
I'm close enough to be able to go and experience it because holy
because
shit.
some people are not, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I do like to post the videos we get and do maybe, we're not strictly written. There's the social aspect of things because people get their news in different ways, right? Not everybody wants to read. I can't read. I don't know what that pillow says on Miracles. It could be happy, fluffy rainbows.
I mean,
Surely that's what it is.
essentially,
It says Humpy the Salmon, I love you.
it does.
Um,
And I do. I've never
so
watched a single Mariner game, but I would die for that fish.
Same. Not to watching a game because I've watched a lot of games, but I would die for that fish.
amen to salmon, Humpy specifically. Um, yeah, so that's why I like doing these things. So, yeah, people should be able to fucking enjoy what they want, man. I mean, we're all adults. There's too much going on in the general world anyway. I think people should be able to enjoy things. Um, yeah, I guess player wise, if we kind of continue the trend of these first two games, is there anybody who specifically stood out to you guys? I mean, to me to begin with, it's just so nice to see Jared McCann get out for this start again. Missing, I asked Lane Lambert. I said, "Hey, he was out for a good amount of camp. Like, what have you seen from him in the first two games to score, two goals through two games? I'm not saying he continues that, but 82 goal season is incoming. It's here. It's happening." Oh no, who is it? One of our Twitter friends said Jared McCann 100 goal season. Who's stopping him? I mean, two goals. Man. It's really nice to see Jared, get off to that start. But also Joey again. If your defensive structure stays like this, and Joey Decord is Joey Decord, he can have a potential Vesna level season. Like
I would love that for him.
so, and could maybe bump himself into the Olympics. We'll see. Uh, I went with Miracle first last time. Jade, what's player wise, who has stood out to you? Again, realizing it's just two games through two games.
I'm gonna second Jared McCann just with the two goals. I feel like that's a pretty good start for him. Yeah, I feel like that doesn't really need elaboration. Just Jared McCann. That's it. That's the tweet.
Amen. Um, Ebbs, honestly, like I know he always delivers, but damn, like I don't know what happened this offseason that he decided he was gonna come in and
Turn his swag on.
I guess, dang. I get maybe breaking his pelvis was like not doing that again, not missing the rest of the season again. I'm here now. But I thought he had a really good, I mean, the both games were really good for Ebbs. And I just the D as a whole, much better. Very impressed with that altogether. So
I agree about the just all of the D looking better. Even Jamie Lexiak looks better this year than he has in previous years, and I love that for him because yeah. Um but I haven't hated what I've seen from them so far, which again is a really nice, really refreshing, all things considered. So
yeah,
yeah.
it's weird to be like, hey, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Not,
Hmm.
not a lot of negative to say right now. Well,
It's unusual.
I'm proud of
Yeah,
them.
no, with Ebbs, it's a good point. because, you know, I know Jade talked to him in the I almost said the preseason. Preseason, yes, training camp.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure he did take those experiences. I know he mentioned to Jade it was hard, right? To be away from the team because I mean you can still be there on your little crutches. Or what was it? The picture posted last season where it looked like he had given birth and his wife was inside. I'm
Yep.
like, get the fuck out of that bed. Um,
He talked about that a little bit at exit interviews last season too, though, about like
yes,
how hard it is just to be away from the team and not, you're in all of that recovery from blowing up your pelvis basically, and you don't get to be around as much.
yeah, no, I did. I was just trying to reference your article specific. I'm trying to
Oh,
pump up my people here, man.
okay,
God
sorry.
forbid, dude. Come
Carry
on,
on.
dude. Um, well, yeah, like I know that this obviously had to have been tough for him, but also that was something I was thinking coming in opening night. I was like, hey, you played several months of the season without him, and while he's not, the greatest hockey player of all time, um, that is Josh Mahura. Josh Mahura for Norris. Well, for
Agreed.
sure, bud. It certainly should help your offense to have him around consistently, and you're still not going to be at a full strength offense for a couple of weeks without Capo. So, um, yeah, it's underrated, and yeah, of course, for the defensive side of things, yeah. If they continue, I'm not saying that to play like allowing one goal a game the rest of the year, it's not going to happen.
Imagine.
You're like, all right, get your one out of the way.
Get
Um,
it over with. Let's go.
but yeah, I mean, your whole decor, I didn't think they'd come into it this way. And again, we'll see how much it continues. But I mean, it was also funny seeing. Oh no, that was the preseason. Oops, I was gonna say seeing Adam Larson flatten Martin Pospisil, but that's an
Oh,
evergreen tweet.
he
Yeah,
can do
seeing
that anytime he
Vince
wants.
play, leading tied for the lead in points. Um, you're getting Brandon Montour back. Brandon Montour's had some good plays early, and he's still, kind of coming off of being injured. Only had a few practices before opening night. Jamie Alexiak has looked better. People have heard it on this show. I've been very critical of Jamie Alexiak.
Same.
It's a contract year. Go and earn it, and you're doing pretty decently for that. Um, so yeah, and you're playing without the guy, we'll say that, in Riker Evans.
Yep. Certainly is a guy.
I guess,
Standout.
yeah, it's tough because I feel like it's pretty cut and dry with them right now, with them being so early into the season and only two games um, under their belt. I guess we can look to the road trip. I mean,
I was just
because
about to ask, what is Montreal's record right now? How are they doing?
uh, Jade know off the top of her head. She knows a lot. Jade knows a lot of
I
things.
don't.
2-1,
I
I
have
think.
been,
2-1.
Haha, I was right.
so I had Oliver's birthday and then I've been having some tooth pain and just basically trying to sleep it all off. So I've been
Honking
pretty much
shoes.
not paying attention to hockey. And as you know, I have not been sleeping a whole lot lately. So and I leave for vacation in 2 days and still have to pack and clean my room. So I'm trying to
So
get all the sleep
naturally,
I can.
you come and do a podcast.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
exactly.
just looking at this road trip, you play a bunch of tough Eastern Conference teams, and then waiting for you at the very end. Oh, it's just the Winnipeg Jets. How nice.
I mean, they get a break
Um,
before that. They get to play the Flyers, so
yeah, and then
Oh,
the very
good.
next day they have to play the Caps. They do this. They
oh,
get their first back-to-back out of the way early. They say, "Here, have this." I think didn't
interesting.
they do the Philly Washington back-to-back last year?
I
Yeah, I
think
think
so,
so.
yeah.
I think it happens pretty much every season.
They say, "Okay,
Which makes
just go
sense
do
because they're
these
so
two.
close.
Do the Gert
Gert.
fake Washington back-to-back." Um, Yeah, Montreal should be a good test. Let's see. Well, and then it'll be interesting to see how they divvy out the goaltending distribution, throughout the
Mhm.
rest. Because you give Joey the first two games. They had Matt Murray back up last game against Vegas after Phil backed up on opening night. I do wonder how they, because there's 6 games here. Hypothetically, you could give each of them two and kind of figure out how you want to do this. We've talked about the condensed schedule, right? And about how you're going to have to manage this properly to keep everybody healthy, you know. Um, yeah, I don't know. We're going to start with Miracle because I started with Jade last time. Um, what are you looking for? What are you hoping for from this road trip? I'm sure one thing baseline is come back healthy because
Please, no more injuries. No, like
no more ever.
we're done with the injuries. We've had our
We're,
share.
we're officially done. Cabo Caco broke his hand and had to tell a child that, and now we're done with the injuries. We're done.
That's it.
They're paused.
Um, Obviously winning would be nice, but with the way the teams are stacked up, I'm if we can get like 2 wins out of the trip, I will be thrilled. Like that's one of them's gonna be the Flyers, I'm sure, but it's fine. I I just want to see them keep building on what they've started. Like the things are going well. I want to see them keep that up and not. We tend to, when things go wrong, I feel like we catastrophize and everybody
Oh,
like goes in their head and then we all fall apart. So I think the first test for me is going to be that first game where shit goes wrong and
yeah.
how they deal with it.
Respond.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to because 6 games with the level of teams that we're playing, it's not going to be a walk in the park. Something's going to go wrong. So that's what I'm looking not looking forward to, but that's what I'm going to be paying the most attention
Yeah.
to is how they handle it when shit goes wrong.
I agree. I'm really just wanting to see some consistency from them. Right now, Montreal, Washington, Winnipeg, and
Egg.
Toronto. Nope, Washington, Winnipeg, and Montreal are all on a 2-1-0 record for the season so far. And obviously, there's more games to play before then. Um, Ottawa is 1-2-0. Toronto's 1
Toronto.
2. Toronto's Toronto, 1-2-0, and then Philly is 1-1-1, which is just so Philly. And then yeah, so I would like to see some consistency and no injuries, please, for the love of God.
We're done.
There's just no way that they I can't see them having the consistency that they need if they walk away from the first road trip with any sort of lasting injury. If it's like a day-to-day thing, cool, great, fine, whatever. But like anything worse than that, there's no way that they're going to be able to kind of keep up the momentum that they have. I don't think it would depend on the player, obviously, but I feel like everyone's a pretty key player right now. Um, and I obviously would like to see the win streak keep going, but I know that that's not realistic. So,
Never
um,
lose again.
yeah. So 2 wins would be cool. 3 would be nice because then it would be kind of a like a wash
Half and
on the
half.
whole road
Yeah.
trip. I know with Montreal, it's going to be interesting because they play that game and then exactly 2 weeks later, they play them again at home. And so that's always, I feel like, sorry, I'm looking way forward now, I guess, but that's always the kind of time where it's like, okay, cool. There's going to be some lasting rivalries. There's going to be some lasting, like, beef probably from game one into game two. And that's the end of the series for them. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this road trip plays out.
Yeah, I think the big thing, uh, excuse me, about being able to respond, it's always a big thing with a team that eventually goes to the playoffs, right? Like we just recorded our Mariners show. Something big with the Mariners this year is that anytime they've struggled, they respond really well. And that's they had that ugly game 4 of the ALDS. And then post game, they didn't seem worried, didn't seem panicked. They were happy to get home. And they were happy to know that they had another game to play at home in front of their fans. And now they're 2 wins away from World Series. Um, yeah, that'll be a big thing. As you mentioned, you suffer another long-term injury. It can derail a season. Again, I'm not saying they were super great last year. They were still somewhat close, and I don't know what the advanced numbers would say about how many like wins above replacement he would equal. But if you have Ebbs for the whole season, what does it look like? How much closer are you to playoff spot? How much more do you challenge for a wild card spot? Um, so I think that's real. So yeah, I mean, obviously want to get out of things healthy. I think a successful road trip is 3 wins. I mean, you split it. You're playing some of the teams that should be titans of their respective conference with Winnipeg, with Toronto. I mean,
Theoretically.
Washington is
Toronto's
there.
they're going through some shit right now. So I don't. We could take.
Yeah.
I'm not. We probably won't now that I've said that. But like,
Joseph
it could
Wall heard
be.
you.
Oh, he's out.
He's
He's
Oh,
gone.
he's broken?
No.
he took a leave of absence.
Oh.
Yeah, they said family stuff. I think I
I
don't
don't, they never specified. They just said personal
leave of
reasons.
absence. A
And
personal reason. That's what it was.
luckily,
Yeah.
Toronto media hasn't Toronto media and nobody has dug into it.
I
So,
think I'm shocked. Like, thank God they left him alone.
yeah.
They do have
Someone
Stolars though, who is kind of phenomenal. So I mean,
Yeah.
didn't they just extend him?
yeah, pretty sure. Yes, they did.
So,
So go and hit Toronto in the head then. Make them one of your 3 wins. Hit them in the head. Hit the Flyers in the head with a giant stick.
Well,
please.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, hypothetically, then. Oh no, that's 3 there. Take Ottawa. Take Toronto. Take Philly. I would be
I think it's
surprised
doable.
if you had bad. Like, it would be a pleasant surprise to get good results against Montreal, Washington, and or Winnipeg. I'm sure you could get. You could play a close game again. I mean, that was the thing with last year in the Kraken, and the problem and what makes them so maddening is that they're never horrible. They're never dookie ass. They are just mid enough to give you hope in a lot of games and upset a decent amount of the good teams in the league, the top teams in the league, but they don't sustain it, right? So yeah, I mean, build good habits, continue to play well in your defensive structure. If you continue to look defensively sound throughout this road trip, I start to change my thinking about how the season can go. I don't know.
Don't get
I
killed in the back to back is also a big thing.
Yeah, don't get
Yeah.
lambasted.
Have we?
Don't.
We've never won a back to back, right? Was
Well,
that the
they've won
stat?
a back to back. It was just
Yeah.
last year they went over.
That's what I meant. Last year they didn't win.
13.
Yeah,
Yuck. Yeah, so you're 0 for 13. Or
last
an 0
season.
for 13 game losing streak in back to backs.
It's fine. We broke a 4-year losing streak when we won the home opener. This is the year for breaking losing streaks, so we got this.
Hopefully.
There you go. Yeah, I guess anything to go around the room, anything before we get out of here
Go
regarding the
Humpy and go
Kraken.
Mariners.
Woo.
Oh, you
Humpy.
said regarding the Kraken. Oh, I got nothing then.
Well, in that case, no.
Yay, buoy.
Yay, buoy.
As always, yay, buoy.
Goddamn troll. They gave that troll giant slap hands.
It's so funny. Well, I don't know
You're not
why
allowed to have
it
those.
makes me laugh so much seeing them in the stands with this giant hands.
Giant, like the plastic clappers.
It's so
They
funny.
basically took the hands off of that and gave them to the troll.
Gave it to Bowie. Nothing can go wrong there.
And then there's like
Surely.
a horn that I've been hearing.
It's obnoxious. They had it at the 5K. It's horrible. I don't know who decided that was a good idea, but they
I
should.
just wanted Bowie to be more chaotic. And I'm like, I support this, but
succeeded.
also, what are we doing?
It's like an air horn, but it's like on steroids. It's like a gun. It looks like a gun, but it's an air horn, and it's so loud. It has different sounds it makes. I was like, that's a mistake.
Oh,
A mistake.
wow.
Yeah, it's so just more chaos to expect from throughout the rest of the year, it sounds
Can't
like.
wait.
Um, I actually want to look, when do they play their first game in the third jersey? Does anybody know at the top of their head?
November
Oh, shit.
11th, I
I was saying, I
think.
just looked. It's November something.
Ah,
Canucks, right?
long.
I don't
I
know
don't
who
wanna
it's
wait.
against, but I think it's the 11th.
I'm pretty sure it's
I don't wanna-
Canucks.
I don't want to wait. No, November
Wait.
1st
Oh, well, I had a one
against the
right.
Rangers.
Oh, I was so wrong. Is
The
one of them a
Wranglers.
Canucks?
December 29th.
Is a Canucks game with the third? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
December
knew there was
29th.
a Canucks in there somewhere.
Canuck? Yeah, November 1st against the Wranglers.
Oh, that's not too far.
I know, I want to see it.
Oh, Borgie will be back for their first game in the special jerseys.
Can I wear one? No.
Please get him out of that
Sorry.
ugly blue.
He signed his extension. He'll be a New York boy with Kraken legend Carson Soucy.
He's happy there. Kraken legend. Yeah, that's something.
Well, until we see next week. By then well, if we record on a typical Monday, that would be after the Flyers game.
I will still be in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
I
Las
get home
Vegas.
Tuesday
Live from the
night.
strip.
We don't need to
Please.
talk about this here. We can wait until after the show.
Yeah, I don't know why you're like, here's
Give
my
your flight
travel
details.
plans.
Yeah. I fly in. I actually don't know what time. It's at
Here's where
night.
I'm staying.
My room
Great
number is.
reviews. Here's where I'm hoping to eat. We'll see if it changes. Here's what time I'll be impersonating Elvis myself. Till we see you next week. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Do whatever you can to make today great. Don't give the troll any more weapons.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey. Where are you going to watch all those Kraken away games?
Kraken away games, making a push. I was thinking of coming here just because Rough and Tumble is the home of circling Seattle sports, only if that's okay with you.
I mean, I love that idea. Hope to see you here.